Gelato print on demand. Are they any good? Let's find out. What's up guys, and welcome back to the channel. If you're new here and we don't know each other, my name's Kerry and I created this channel to bring you the best strategies, secrets, and hacks to grow your online t-shirt or apparel business. And today we're doing something a little bit different. We're actually going to be reviewing 25 different flavors of gelato. It's that delicious treat. Okay, that was a joke, I'm kidding. We're actually going to be reviewing a company called Gelato Print on Demand. We're doing another print on demand company breakdown, and stay tuned because later in the video I'm actually going to be unboxing a t-shirt from Gelato so that we can review the quality and see if their quality is actually any good. But before we get to that, I'm going to dive into my screen. I'm going to break down their pricing, their product selection, how good their app is, their shipping times, and so much more. So if you're ready, I'm ready. Let's dive in. We're inside my computer and we're taking a look at gelato.com. Now, I had not heard of Gelato until recently because I've been asked so many times if I could review Gelato or what I thought about Gelato. And to be honest, I had not heard of this company and I had not seen them really come up in the Shopify App Store. And so I went and looked them up, and so far, I'll just be honest with you, I have been pretty shocked at what they have to offer. They have some unique things in comparison with other print-on-demand companies, and they also have some more standard things, but this is one of the things right here on my screen that makes them very unique, and I'll scroll down a little bit more so you can see all that. They have fulfillment centers all over the world. You can see where all of these fulfillment centers are. So no matter where you're selling at, if you are selling internationally, they're probably going to have a fulfillment center in the country that you're selling in where they can get the product to your customer really, really fast. Now, let me just go a little more in depth here. One of the issues that I hear a lot from students and from people I talk to about print on demand or even just about selling online is that when you make sales internationally, I'm in the US, if I sell a product to somebody, let's just take Australia as an example, I've got to take that product and ship it all the way to Australia. And the customer in Australia usually has to pay a lot of money for international shipping for me to ship it all the way there. In addition, I have to pay extra for international shipping. If I ship something down the street in the US, obviously it's going to be pretty inexpensive. If I'm shipping something across the world, it's going to cost me 3 or 4 times as much. And then in addition to that, the package is going to take sometimes multiple weeks to get to the end customer. So with Gelato having all of these fulfillment centers as one company, fulfillment centers, you can see Canada, US, Mexico, South America, over in Europe and Asia and Australia, New Zealand, having all these fulfillment centers, that means your shipping cost is always going to stay low. You can offer a low shipping cost to your customers and they're going to receive their item pretty quickly. That's pretty incredible right there, right off the bat, for Gelato to have that ability. And you see some of their stats here, 10 million plus orders fulfilled over 12 years of experience, 200 plus countries within your reach. Close to 90% of orders are produced locally, and then they claim a 72-hour delivery time. Now, I think this text is a little misleading here because it says most orders are delivered within 3 days. Now, we're going to put that to the test because I ordered a t-shirt. I'm going to unbox it in front of you, and we're also going to look at what the shipping time was like. But that wording there, I think what they mean is that most orders are going to leave their warehouses across the world within 72 hours. It's not order to receiving as in 72 hours. So as we scroll down here, we see fast delivery, end-to-end fulfillment, battle-tested reliability, good for the planet. We ensure a sustainable local production. I know that's something that's very important to a lot of people. And they've got a few integrations. If you're using Etsy, WooCommerce, Shopify, they're going to have integrations for all of those platforms. So their biggest thing here is their shipping time and that fulfillment. And that's going to be what kind of their claim to fame. Now let's go over and look at the products that they have for sale, because I do think that this is another strong point of Gelato that I've seen so far. They don't have the biggest product selection, but they do have some really cool and unique products. So they have apparel, and you're gonna see a decent selection of apparel here, but they also have a really good selection of things like wall art, canvas art, posters. This is, I think, where they really excel in the product selection department, is this area right here. Another thing that they have that I really like, photo books. I believe they have some calendars in here, notebooks, a lot of really good and unique stuff. So overall, if I could just rate their product selection, in my opinion, I think it's a very solid product selection with some really cool products. Not the biggest, but also definitely not the smallest. And so I think it's good overall. Transitioning over into the Gelato app, I want to take a look at some of the pricing and kind of give you my opinion on where their pricing falls. Now, we are going to be talking more about the app functionality, the ease of use, and some other things. But right now I want to take a look at the pricing to kind of give you an idea of what you can expect. So starting off here with the Gildan Soft Style t-shirt, you see that that's coming in at $833. We can go over here to the Bella and Canvas 3001, which is the t-shirt I'm going to be showing you today, and probably my go-to t-shirt for print on demand. And they're pricing that at $11.17. As we go down here, you can see some of the different pricing. Let's go over to the mugs. Let's kind of see what their mugs come in at. So looking at mugs, kind of the basic white 11-ounce mug, $558 USD. That's pretty solid on a mug. Let's go back and look at the bigger one, the 15-ounce ceramic mug, $753. So a couple dollars more there, still pretty good. And this has kind of been my experience as I've looked through and really researched. I think that their pricing is solid. One of the things I kind of did a little bit of a deep dive on before the video is their canvas art. Now, I went into their canvas art. There's a lot of options. And again, I had said earlier, I really think this is a place where they really excel if you're wanting to do some canvas prints and some canvas arts. I went in, they have a lot of options, feels a little bit overwhelming, and I'm not super familiar with kind of the pricing on canvas art and where this should be. So what I did is I actually went to this website called yourfilmposter.com. Now, inside Gelato's Help Center, I was reading through one of their articles. They actually talk about yourfilmposter.com. They're one of Gelato's clients. Now, this company uses Gelato to fulfill all of their canvas art. Very successful company, very cool idea. And I actually want to do a review of this website in a couple weeks on the channel. But I wanted to look at their pricing because they're using Gelato and see what kind of margins that you could have on canvas art. And so I went and did that, and you're welcome to check out this website. Very cool website where you can put in your own pictures into movie posters and customize the text, which is very cool. And again, they're using Gelato. But when I compared their pricing with the cost inside of Gelato, I was very impressed. Most of their items, they're going to be upwards of like 60% profit margins and sometimes even higher as you go and look at the different sizing here and kind of match it up with what the pricing that your film poster is offering to the end user. Again, I was very impressed. So I think that overall, just to kind of wrap up the pricing section, Gelato's pricing is on point. It's not the cheapest, it's not the most expensive, but I think they have a solid pricing across their products. Next up, talking about their app, I want to talk about the ease of use of their app, the functionality, and I also want to take you through the product creation as I do in all of our print-on-demand reviews. If you have not seen those, we're going to create a playlist, and I'll link that right up here if you want to check that out. Create a playlist of all the different print-on-demand companies so you can kind of see some of my other reviews. But I want to say this, very impressed again with their app overall. Here's what I would say is, in using a lot of print-on-demand companies' apps and reviewing a lot of print-on-demand companies, there can be some quirkiness, some tech issues, some really kind of apps that are laid out really horribly. And again, you'll see that in some of the other print-on-demand reviews if you've seen any of them. This one was not that way at all. Let me say this, I'm saying a lot of positive things so far about Gelato because my experience has been great so far. But I want to let you know, I am not affiliated with Gelato. I have not been paid to do this video. I'm not currently an affiliate for them or anything like that. These are all my personal opinions and have just been my experience so far. So diving into the app, one thing I want to point out, it's listed up here at the top. You can see it there. And it's also right here in the middle, which is really cool of Gelato to do, is they actually offer you 30% off all products for your first 2 orders. So what that means is a lot of people ask about samples. Can you order samples to see what the quality is like? With Gelato, they're gonna incentivize you. They're gonna give you a pretty hefty discount to order yourself some samples so you can see their print quality. I really, really love that because a lot of print-on-demand companies don't make it easy to know, do I get a discount on samples or how do I order samples? And so Gelato has that right up front here. You see kind of everything they have here on the left as far as options. You've got your orders, you've got your product catalog, you got stores where you can have multiple stores hooked up to one account, which is really cool. Some analytics, settings. Now, one thing, I always advise you to set up first before you start doing orders is set up your payment info so that you can get charged and pay for your orders. But overall, again, I found their app to be very good, no bugs. I mean, it was very seamless, very nice experience. So before I take you into product creation and how to do that, there was one thing that I wanted to point out. Here in the settings, when you go and you actually set your payment method. Though I'm not gonna go into it just because it's got my info in there, but when you go in to put in your payment method, they have a thing in there where you're not sure if you have to put money, you have to it's called topping up. They call it top up. It's kind of like thinking of an old prepaid cell phone where you used to have to top up. It feels, the way that they position it, it feels like you have to put money, you have to top up, like pay $100, and that $100 will just, it's kind of like a prepaid card and it will pay for your orders. I put that to the test. I went ahead and loaded my credit card up and did not top up, even though I felt like I was probably going to have to. I did not top up. I just wanted to see if it would auto charge me for my orders like other print-on-demand companies. And luckily it did. I put in my first order, it auto charged my credit card just for the cost of the products, and I did not have to prepay or fill up my account with money. So that was one thing I was a little bit confused on, and you might be confused on when you set up Gelato. But just so you're aware, you can just put in your credit card and you can have your orders automatically charged. So that's good. So you want to connect up your store. You want to get your currency set. You want to put in your payment method. There is also a place for resale certificates down here, so you can make sure you don't pay any taxes on those wholesale items that you are purchasing for your orders. So a few things to set up there, put in your business info, that kind of thing. Once you get all that connected, I want to take you through product creation. So we're going to hit add product to store, and that's going to take us into select our products. I'm just going to go to apparel to kind of give you the basic t-shirt kind of deal here. We're going to go to t-shirts, and we'll select our Bell & Canvas 3001, which is kind of my go-to. Select that. Once we're here inside the product creation area, the first thing we'll want to do is start by just choosing our size variants that we want to offer in our store. So we'll select those, select the checkbox, boom, boom, boom. Then we'll want to select the colors that we want. For this one, I'm just going to select black and navy. The next thing we want to do is we want to hit this layers button, layers, and we're going to add a new layer. And we're going to do an image. And we'll browse files. We're just going to grab our monster truck design, and we'll let that load up. Now, I did find the product creation area to take a little bit of getting used to, but I would say overall, in comparison to other print-on-demand providers, it's one of the better product creation tools that I've seen. And for a number of reasons, it's once you get the hang of just kind of the flow, it's pretty simple to use. But the coolest part about it, I think, is the personalization options that I want to show you in just a minute. So we'll simply select the design here. We can kind of move it. We can resize it however we want to do, make sure we get it in the right place. Now, what's really cool about this product creation, that's kind of all there is to it if we're just making a basic t-shirt. Obviously, there's other things you can do here. But what's really cool about this is when we go back to the layers section, we can add more layers. And what we can do is if we add a layer and we add text, let's say we add text and we want this to be a name. So we can type like name, and we can change that color. We can change that font. And what I really want to show you after I just kind of get this going, just as an example here, let's pick something bold like this and maybe make it a little bit bigger. So let's just say we go with that right there. What we can do when we have these layers is we can just select one and then hit personalization, and we can hit allow personalization. And that will allow our customers to personalize this element of the design. Oh my gosh, like that's so awesome. And I've demoed other personalization tools and different print-on-demand providers. This one is definitely one of the best that I've seen, because you can upload an image here, and you can allow personalization of the image. You can allow personalization of the text, and it's really cool because you can do both. You can do both at the same time. You can do one or the other, and it just makes it really, really simple. Now, once we're done here, we've got the product like we want it. We've added everything. We hit continue to media so that we can select our mockups and some of the other details. Another thing I love this, is Gelato uses Photific for their mockups, and Photific is a really high quality mockup tool. So Gelato, instead of creating their own mockups, they're using a really good mockup company. So they just have really cool mockups, and you can select multiple mockups. Another thing, even on some of the really big print-on-demand providers, they usually only let you select one mockup. And one of the things that I always encourage on your product pages is to not only have the basic mockup on the product page, but also have a person wearing it. And look at all the options that Gelato offers, and I can just click the checkbox and add those to my store. So that's pretty stinking cool. So we'll hit continue to details after we've selected our mockup. And this is where we can do all of our pricing. Pricing is on the next page. This is where we can title our product. We can do the description. We can choose whether we want a size table. All of this is very customizable, which I love. Just gonna leave it for now. We'll go to continue to pricing, and then we can set our prices here. Pretty standard, nothing too crazy here. But overall, once you get the hang of the product creation, because there are some buttons you think you should click and maybe you shouldn't click. Once you get the hang of the product creation, and especially if you're wanting to offer personalization, it's a really, really great flow throughout the product creation to get the products, create the products and get them into your store. Very impressed. Okay, next, I wanna look at the fulfillment time. Now, as I said, I ordered my Take Imperfect Action t-shirt, Bell and Canvas 3001. If you've seen any of my other reviews, I order the same t-shirt every time, because we're actually gonna compare those here on the channel very soon. We're gonna start comparing all the quality. And I'm about to open that. I got the package right here. As you can see, it's sealed. I'm going to just open it right in front of you. You're gonna get all my first impressions. But before we do that, let's take a look at the fulfillment time here. So you can see right here, June 25th, I ordered my t-shirt. I created an order for that t-shirt. Now on June 29th, 4:49 a.m., I'm here in Central Time, they shipped my t-shirt. Okay, so they claimed a 72-hour turnaround, so 26, 27, 28. It was a little over 72 hours. Wasn't quite 72 hours, but it was much less than 4 days. So it was very close. It wasn't too far off. That's pretty impressive to have that 72-hour turnaround time. Now, I guess this is one of the cons. Not a huge con, but it's not my favorite way of shipping. You can see here that they sent their shipping confirmation on June 29th, and they actually shipped it with Smart Post. I'm not gonna scroll up because it has my personal address on there. They shipped it with Smart Post. Here is the tracking information. So Tuesday, June 29th, when it was shipped, and it actually arrived at my door on July 5th, 2021. Now you can see it's FedEx up here, came from Eastlake, Ohio, but they actually used Smart Post. What does that mean? You're like, what the crap is going on? Well, you can see, and I'll try to, I don't know if I can, yeah. You can see right here, if you can see that, if it'll focus, it says USPS tracking. USPS, right? So what the crap? It shows FedEx on the screen, but we got USPS on the package. Well, that's what Smart Post is. There's a few of these different, I guess, shipping, delivery, I don't even know if I want to call them companies or methods, whatever it's called, where one of the carriers will hand off the package to another carrier. So what's happening here with Smart Post is they're shipping it and they're giving it to FedEx. They're giving all their packages to FedEx. FedEx is taking them to probably all the way here to Tulsa from Eastlake, Ohio, and then handing off the package to USPS, and USPS is delivering to the customer. It's okay. It's not a big deal. It's not a huge thing, but in my experience, it always extends the shipping times just a little bit. because there is that handoff, it's usually, in my experience, it's 1 to 3 days additional time that it takes to get from, wherever it's coming from to you. I'm going way in depth here, but if you were to just ship one of these t-shirts with USPS, in most cases, it's going to get to anywhere in the US within about 1 to 3 days. Doing this smart post, you can see from the 29th to the 5th, that was 7 days, about 7 days that it took in shipping. So let's just take a look at the overall, how many days it took. They shipped it on, I ordered it on June 25th. It took about 4 days for them to leave their warehouse, and then another 7 days to get to me. That took about 11 days to print the item in Eastlake, Ohio, and get it down to Tulsa, Oklahoma to me. Not the fastest I've seen, but I still think that it is very reasonable, not bad at all. It didn't feel like a long time. In other words, there was a holiday in there as well. So I'm sure that extended it because it was shipped before the July 4th holiday and I got it after. So I think overall, I think it's very acceptable. I don't think this is bad at all. I think they got it out pretty quick. There was a holiday. So I think it was reasonable on the shipping. If you're enjoying this video, hit that like button. It really helps us out. It helps us get this video out to more people on YouTube. And also consider subscribing to the channel. We put out new videos like this one every single Tuesday, and you can hit that bell icon so that you get notified and you never miss a new video. Okay, let's break this baby open. Let's see what the quality's like. This is kind of the moment of truth, right? Is Gelato, we've seen a lot of good things. A lot of good things, and we'll go through those at the end, but this is kind of the moment of truth. If their quality stinks, I can't recommend them, right? So let's rip this thing open. Let's see if they're any good. Here we go. All right. Okay, so first thing, I don't see anything in the package. Okay, here we go. Ooh, we've got a packing slip. You see that? I don't know if it'll focus. Packing slip. That's not very good. not a huge deal. It's not something that would bother me, but this is kind of like, wow. Usually you get a bigger kind of packing slip, and it's generic packaging. It's just a white bag. All right, so here's the shirt. Let's open it up. All right, my first impressions. Well, the first thing is, this is not a Bella & Canvas 3001. This is a Next Level 3600. You can see right here, the Next Level. So my first impression is, where's my Bella & Canvas? Next Level's great and usually a little bit more expensive, but I'm kind of like, where's my Bella & Canvas? So I didn't receive any emails that said they were going to switch it out or anything like that. So that's a little odd. I might have to go check and just double check that I created a Bella & Canvas t-shirt and it wasn't a Next Level. My assumption is maybe they were out of stock, so they sent the Next Level instead of the Bella & Canvas. That's acceptable. I don't think there's really anything wrong with that. I would rather them ship it out quickly and give me a higher quality product or a comparable product than maybe wait for it to be in stock. But I do think somewhere in there, I need to probably be notified of that. I will tell you this, one thing just to mention is what impresses me about that is that there was a print-on-demand company I used many years ago that I won't mention their name, but there was a product that I was using that was out of stock quite often, and I kept getting complaints from customers about the t-shirt, and so I had some customers send them back because they were wanting a refund or an exchange, and I noticed that they were sending a worse quality t-shirt out because the t-shirt I was offering was out of stock. And so I was getting them back, and they were, I don't remember exactly, but I think I had maybe the Bella & Canvas in my store, the 3001, and there was out of stock, so they were sending like Gildan like sandpaper tees. And I was really, really frustrated. It really made me mad that they were doing that. And it was one of the reasons I ended up having to switch away from that company many years ago. So this is very acceptable. They sent a comparable or higher quality t-shirt, but it is a little bit odd because I didn't know it was going to be out of stock. As far as my impressions on the print, I think the print's good. I need to start maybe like giving these a score like out of 10 or something. I think the print is good. It is the placement is great. The placement looks spot on. The sizing looks spot on. The colors are not the most vibrant that I've seen from direct to garment. I'll kind of do another close-up of this red here, because the red is always what I really want you guys to see is, and hopefully it comes through on video, it's a pretty dull red, and you know, the color in the design is a little more vibrant, and so it's not the best print that I have seen, but it's okay. And I'm not looking at it in comparison to the other print-on-demand providers, which I will. I think it's acceptable. It's not the best, definitely not the worst. I always do kind of the smell test. This one is stinky. It's vinegar. It smells pretty bad of vinegar. So that pre-treatment they put on there, some don't smell as much, some do smell more. I'm not sure the reasoning for that one, but this one right out of the package was like, whoosh, it just hit me. So that's kind of my impressions of the quality. I'd say overall, it's acceptable. It's good. Not the greatest, not the worst, but good. Okay, what are my final impressions of Gelato print on demand? Well, overall, I'd say they are a very solid option, and maybe one of my new favorites that I've been reviewing. They offer very quick delivery across the world. It's gonna save you shipping costs, it's gonna save your customers shipping costs, and it's gonna save time. You're gonna get packages delivered quicker internationally, and so I think that's a huge advantage of Gelato. I think the product selection is good. It's not the largest. The product selection is good, and they have a lot of great options for notebooks and calendars and canvas art and those kind of things. They do very, very well. I think their app, very good app, no bugs, very solid, easy to use. The personalization options are some of the best that I've seen. Shipping, I would call a con, just because they're using that smart post, at least here in the United States, where FedEx is handing it off to USPS. So it's a slight con. It's really not a bad thing. I wouldn't be something that would stop me from using Gelato, but it is something that's going to extend those shipping times just a little bit over some of the other print-on-demand providers. And lastly, their quality. I think their quality was average or slightly above average, but not excellent and definitely not poor. It was good. The sizing, the placement was good. They sent a different t-shirt than what I actually put in the store, but they did send a comparable or higher quality t-shirt, so I'm okay with it. I don't have a problem with them doing that. So that would be my overall impression. I'm very impressed with Gelato. I think overall, solid company. Hey, are you trying to figure out how to start and launch your online print-on-demand company? And maybe you're watching this video because you're still in those beginning phases and you're trying to just pick a solid print-on-demand company and get going. Well, I want to invite you to go check out our Jumpstart print-on-demand kit. It's a kit. It's kind of a launch kit. The cool thing about Jumpstart is it's only $27, and you get a massive amount of training and courses and tools and resources from myself and our team here at Shirt School. So all you have to do to get started with Jumpstart Print on Demand is head over to kerryegler.com/jumpstart. You can see everything that's offered on that page. You can see all the cool stuff, read about it. And again, it's only $27 to get into that program. So really no excuses for you to get your print on demand company started and launched and built, within the next few days to a week. And we can help you do that pretty quick. So head over to kerryegler.com/jumpstart, give that a shot, and we'll see you soon.